Welcome back to Mobility Project. Before we begin, it's come to my attention that wearing a Munster jersey is quite controversial. I understand, but my friends from this region have sent me a Munster jersey, and while it may be the equivalent of wearing a Dallas Cowboys shirt or Dallas Cowboys jersey, it's still a beautiful shirt. So my friends from Ulster, my friends from Dublin, if you want me to rock a non-Munster jersey, you're going to have to support me a non-Munster jersey. Now, with that caveat said, go Munster. Today what we're working on is improving this extra rotation in the front rack. We keep talking about torque. We keep talking about being able to generate this torque of extra rotation in all these positions. In the ring dip, in the push-up, in the bench press, overhead, being able to kind of consummate that shoulder forward positioning. I've come up with maybe my opus of stretching and mobilizing. What I've been toying with is how do I get good approximation and external rotation and work on that external rotation position to support this front rack. I myself am always working on this right wrist about externally rotating. I internally rotated and paddled for a long time. It's always kind of this bugaboo for me. So I just said bugaboo. What I'm going to do is get the, I'll show you the setup, but the test and retest is how can I rack? And I don't want to just rack in the DB shoulder position. I want to look at the shoulder back. So homework number one. The setup's a little bit tricky on this, but you're going to see it's pretty amazing. What you got to do is get yourself a jump stretch band. You're going to load it on the arm and get some distraction. So we just did this on, I think Sunday or Monday, where we try to just get some approximation through the arm. What I'm going to do this time is I'm going to get some distraction in the lateral capsule. In essence, I'm going to treat this very much like a hip. The difference, though, is I'm going to go ahead and grab my kettlebell and set this up. Now, I can lock over, go further, get some big distraction. The part that's tricky is that it doesn't work because the arm's bending. But what you're going to do is you're going to come across and lock out the elbow with the other arm. You can see how I've really been working on this. So now, I've got the elbow blocked, I've got the kettlebell driving to the back of the socket, and I'm going to externally rotate. I'm going to bring that elbow pit around, and all I'm going to do is keep driving the shoulder to the back of the socket, lock out the hand, I get the lateral distraction, and I'm just going to externally rotate. This movement is what's going to really get and allow this amazing mobility to happen in the back of the socket. So hang out here as long as you can, maybe 1-2 bouts, collect 1 or 2 minutes, but this hand across is what makes it possible. Now you're driving all the weight into the back of the shoulder. You're going to start to feel a burn in the back of the shoulder from the external rotators in the back of the capsule. So I've done this for approximately 30 seconds here. I'm going to dismount, which is the technical term coined by E.C. Sinkowski. Now look at this. Is there a difference in the external rotation? Remarkable. And it's this capacity to keep the shoulder back in socket and externally rotate. Look at Matt Chan from the USAW. His shoulders are so back, totally externally rotated in that position. Allows him to be in a good position and then generate a lot of force overhead. What you'll find is that the more we can cue, this is the difference in external rotation now on the side I fixed. It allows me to generate a lot more torque, which is spreading the barbell, externally rotating. So that's homework number one. Homework number two is we're going to go ahead and finish this off by opening up this part of the arm, which can definitely limit some of that business. I'm in extra rotation here, but what I'm going to do is go ahead and bring the elbow in close to my face, and that's that lock. I start to generate a little external rotation torque, and now I can just go ahead and contract and relax all the way through. So I'm going to open this up with a little bit of an external rotation flavor. Now I'm just kind of capturing some of this. I've relocated the shoulder to the back of the socket. Now I'm just going to open up and start to lean into some of those businesses. Open up more of the flexion component. So now, is there a difference? Absolutely. It gives me much kind of better feel. And finally, we're going to go after the ribs here. And so what I'm going to do is try to work on some of the rib cage business, because the external rotators and the stabilizers of the scapula basically require me to be able to get the shoulder blade to a good position. So I'm going to get the ball here, or the pair of balls. If you've just got one, that'll do. And I'm going to go a little bit lower than we normally go. And I'm going to start to roll around, put my arm in this position. I'm going to roll around and find out kind of the distance between the lower scapula and the spine. I'm just going to hang out in some of those positions and just see if I can feel the difference. When I'm in this position, that really matters. When I start to wind up into this position,
that rhomboid and lower trap really has to pull the scap over, and then everything starts to tense up a little bit, especially in that lower trap region, all right? All three, each side, test, retest, will be front clean or front rack position. You could do anything that requires a lot of external rotation, but you'll see that it's going to really allow you to set up tight, and almost you can support a car like this. Talk to you tomorrow.